Hello and welcome or welcome back to the channel. My name is Julie and today I would like to talk about challenges. Inktober is upon us, so I thought it would be the perfect opportunity. And if you don't know what that is, you pretty much create a piece of art every single day following a prompt list, traditionally in ink. But these past couple of years, a lot of different artists have come up with their own prompt lists and their own way of doing things, and it's way more diverse now than it used to be. I have personally completed an alternative to Inktober twice. I've used the lists of Furry Little Peach, who is also an artist on YouTube. It was a really important step forward in my art practice. I'm talking about that challenge because it's coming up, but the challenge in itself doesn't really matter. Whether you participate in something like Inktober or you make up your own challenge, it can be an amazing way to get better at your craft, but it can also be a recipe for disaster and burnout. And so I thought I would share a couple of tips. What really matters to me is that you're happy with your progress at the end of the challenge and you actually did something that got you closer to your goals as an artist. And so without further ado, here are some of my tips to make challenges as sustainable as possible. The first tip is to have a very specific goal. My first year, the goal was to get better at digital painting, and get better I did. I started with a painting taking me anywhere from 4 to 6 hours to the last one, which took me less than an hour, and the painting became more and more complex as the month went on. The second year, I wanted to become a better traditional painter. And the same thing happened. I was never able to start and finish a painting on the same day, and I had to do that, well, pretty much every day that month, and I did it. And so it was an amazing boost in confidence, and also showed me that I like to take my time with paintings, but it showed me that I could, if I wanted to, finish a painting in one day. I definitely got better at painting in general. As I said, one of the big minuses of that type of challenge is that a lot of people burn out. I did the first time I participated in it. Even though I was so happy with the outcome, I probably painted more that month than I did during the entire year because I was so depleted afterwards. So the second time I participated, I made up some rules for myself. I could skip 2 days during the week, especially work that I didn't feel inspired by. I could prepare a few paintings in advance, so I could stop and take some time off during my period and then get back to it after. And I could also either make up a new painting concept or use a concept that I had already painted before, but digitally maybe, and I would just repaint it in acrylics. My goal was to get better at acrylics, not necessarily come up with new concepts. That's also why having a specific goal is good, because you know then what's important and what's not. A practical tip I would give is to test your material. That's actually what I'm doing in this video. I'm testing the paper I'm gonna use next month. It's a brand that I'm used to, but the format is different, and so sometimes the paper is also different, so I just wanted to make sure. And I've also bought everything that I need in advance, so I won't have to run to the store when the challenge starts. Another tip is that if you can't, for whatever reason, finish a piece of art in time, just let it go and start again the next day. What matters the most at the end is the progress you've made, not that it was perfect from start to finish. And the last tip is to really enjoy the community aspect of it. It's really fun, and I think that's why it's one of my favorite during the year, to see everybody participate online on Instagram or on YouTube and see what people have made and what they come up with the words, and maybe you interpreted it completely different. And I think, yeah, it's just really fun because creating art sometimes is very solitary, but you can see how many fellow artists there are out there doing the same thing, and that's always really comforting to me. And so with all of that, I wish you good luck if you participate in a challenge this year. I personally won't participate in Inktober or Peachtober, but I have set up my own challenge. I have been thinking about illustrating a book for years. At this point, it's actually really strange for me to say it out loud, so I'm gonna use October to work on that and prep so I can start illustrating in November. I'm gonna work on sketches, get to know the different characters. I'm gonna need to see how I'm gonna paint landscapes, which I've maybe done once or twice traditionally. I have a thumbnail of all the pages and which I will show you at some point during October, but I need to flesh that idea out and see what colors I'm gonna use and all of those things. And I'm gonna use the month of October to challenge myself to do that a bit every single day, and hopefully you will be there to see it. You can subscribe if you like. I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!